totally not necromancy. Actually, yes, my name means necromancy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because I'm not on any ketamine today. I'm not. Okay, maybe I figured out other ways to get ketamine in my system other than being prescribed it, but I guarantee none of them are illegal this time. Maybe sometimes your foods and drinks just contain trace amounts of ketamine, and you can maximize it by the type of ways that you engage in your dieting. Getting on with it, young sires and misses, mistresses. So this is, yes, I'm listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast. I do this on a regular basis. You're going to bear with me or not, I don't care. The other thing is, last time I used the Hachiroku Performance Basement. And I don't even know if you can hear me, to be honest. TBH's. Alright, children and other types of species. Now, if I really wanted to be an asshole, which I actually don't, believe it or not, I would choose this car and put a V8 in it or something. But that's not my goal here. Although, you're welcome to do that. Maybe I'll do it later at a non-asshole time of day. Because it's like the Firebird. That's like the Firebird. But what I'm after here is I like the JDM feel, the purity of the JDM feel. So we're going to look for the Mark II. Apparently someone has already decided that this should not. Yeah, I scrolled over it and it broke. Yeah, so don't use that. But we're looking for a Mark II feel. So like this is in the right direction. Audience participation would be great. And as soon as I get to the part where I can just not talk as much again, I'm putting the podcast back on. Yeah, this one's an option. MWB, more like BMW, am I right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Alright, my parents are home. Now I have to go help them bring the water in. You think about your actions while I'm gone. got my criminal justice textbook, which is good. That means I can start doing my homework soon. Yeah, I know. I look like I'd be such a good cop. It's not why I'm taking the class. Alright, we're gonna have to go back to Boxy World here. Ah, here we go. Those are boxier. Let's see how this goes. I know you'd think the Mark II would be from a newer design, and it might end up being that way. That looks cool. We might go back and do one of these at some point. Listening for things you can use against me in court, federal agencies, and state governments? Yes. Okay, we'll use this against me. Cheese on wheat. Cheese on wheat. Yep, I know what you're up to. You're all fucking assholes. That's all you are. That's all you're capable of, and it's all you ever will be. Art. Now, do we want 2.6 or 2.8? Because this is where the buck stops. Trying to give me 0.8? Forget about it. No deal. Skibbity got. Wide body.
Holy shit. What's better? But I love the people watching. I like people watching better than I like dancing on the dance floor. I like people watching better than I like talking to people even sometimes. I love watching people. I love looking at what they're wearing. I love watching somebody flirt with somebody else. I love, watching somebody like talk to somebody and then turn around and roll their eyes at the person that they were just talking to. Like, how?
Moo.
And I will say, do I do that the whole fucking night? Like,
So what's going to happen next is I'm going to create a format which is conducive to, firstly, a 6-cylinder engine, because it's good to work up. Like how I went from 4 to 6. Next I'm going to go from 6 to 8. Yeah, and I already know, since my parents came home, you want me to enact pornography with them because you're all sick in the fucking mind. But it's not going to happen. And if you make it happen, I'm going to make you pay a heavy price. A very heavy price. And now you're all fapping, thinking, oh, I'm going to test that. Thinking, oh, I have a 5.56 in my room. That makes me the best ever. And I'm the man. No, you're not the man in that sense and the best ever in that sense until you can stick the whole round through your urethra. If you can stick that whole round through your entire urethra, then maybe you stand a chance. And if not, then NGMI, fam.
in between the dancing and the chatting, but it's so nice sometimes to sit in the corner with a friend or two and be like, ooh, look at that. Oh, that's a cute outfit. Oh, interesting choice with the boots. Like, oh, they're definitely fighting. Oh, they're definitely...
And if you weren't doing that, if you weren't thinking that when I said that, that's fine. You're exempt from this tax budget. But if you were thinking that, I'm taking you. Entirely. And I don't mean anally. I'm not going to do any analysis. It's going to be indiscriminate. Just saying.
Flirting. Like, I love that. Oh.
She loves that.
I love it. But it's a little bit weird to do, you know? Like, you have to be pretty tactful about it, because otherwise it's like, what are these
wait.
doing?
I can just use the engine that I made for the last one. What am I talking about? Existing engine.
maybe 5-minute chunks of time.
It
Where I
was
get to
for the
be the one
28 version. Damn it, I don't remember which one that is.
even better if I get to eavesdrop on a
It's got to
conversation.
be the latest one, right?
No, but I try not to do that.
So there was
Like I
this
said,
one,
I would
there
not
was
spend
this
time
one,
with
and
two
this is the
people.
one that I
And
was
sometimes
working
they're
on.
talking really loud
This
really
one.
close to me, so I
Let's
can't
do
help
this
it.
one.
I said this unpopular opinion, and now I'm kind of feeling like, is it really the best part about going out? Maybe it's not the best. I really do think there's like nice parts about every little thing, and then there's also bad parts about every little thing. Like getting ready can be fun but stressful. The drive there can be fun but stressful. The chatting it up can be fun but stressful. I don't know. Everything about it can be fun but stressful, but there is something really magical about the people watching, and I think perhaps it's an underrated joy of going out, getting to analyze people and see what. Fuck they're doing.
Now, we can use the radial semi-slicks again because those are really cool. Um, but also, I wanted to point out that even though this isn't really supposed to be like a race car per se, it's supposed to be a fun passenger car that you can drift in. Um, there are some issues with, and yes, I know I'm picking my nose, and I'm about to flick it onto the floor. And if you don't like that, or not that if you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but if you can't tolerate that, you're probably not either going to be or you probably aren't a good parent if you can't tolerate it. Because humans they produce boogers, and you can't be overly strict about like, oh, every booger that I pick or every booger that's created has to go in either the trash can or the toilet. No. Now, should you be wiping your boogers on the furniture? Probably not. No, you probably shouldn't be doing that. You should probably use a tissue. But if you have a hardened booger and you pick your nose, if it doesn't look too toxic, there's shit that accumulates on the floor anyway. As long as you flick it in a place where it's not going to inherently be encountered in a gross way, that it can be vacuumed up later, then you got it. Do you have to do that? No. If I didn't feel so lazy right now, I would have just gotten up, gone to the bathroom, flicked it in the fucking trash can, and then washed my hands. But it's not that serious right now. Okay? All right, anyway, I was saying there's some issues that come along with the non-racing compound. Mostly, I would probably say like heat issues. So let's look at these options. We don't have to choose any of them, but let's look at them at least. Yeah, see, that's just like regular all season tires. That's just some regular tires. Now, the cross ply ones. Okay, you see like that. Oh wait, where is it? What the? That pattern? That's for like old Jeeps and stuff. So there's a use for cross ply and stuff, but that's not what I'm up to here. So basically, and here's the sports compound. That's cool too, but it's like if I'm going for radial, that sports compound is just going to encourage me to like drive in a way. I don't know. I don't want to say it like that because it's not necessarily like that. But let me put it this way: the wet ones. Let's see, intermediate. No, it has to. If I'm going to use radial race, I have to choose that option. And that's probably what's up right there. So I'm going to keep that. And if we like don't like it later, I can always change that. They have to be as wide as possible. Whoop, wrong. Wait, tire diameter. Oh, no, that's fine. Let's see, 17s. I think we could go up to 20s on these because it's a sedan type. Yep. Oh, but that doesn't look right. It creates other problems, I see. So let's say 18s, because we had 17. Did we have 17s or 16s on the last ones? 18s are pretty good, though. They don't take up the whole thing. Let me see, wait. 255. Yeah, they get... You have to maximize the width on this. How about 7? Let's go back to 17 and see that. 17 is the same width. So you might as well just do that and then make the tires a little thicker again. Not too thick, though. Let me bring them back up, back down, right about there, I'd say. 620. That seems pretty good right there. And then we can always change the offset in BeamNG. But I like having the front offset off a little bit like that. Just for safety's sake, you know? But you know what? If you don't like that, I'll put it back. I don't know. The front looks like it. The front fender comes out a little farther, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe not. It's an optical illusion, I guess. We did the alloy. Carbonara type beat, Billy. Yes. Front brakes should be. They should be carbon ceramic. Vented disc. Vented disc. Solid disc. Carbon ceramic. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have put the carbon ceramic. No. I'm gonna use vented disc this time. I don't think we needed carbon ceramic on the last one, but I also actually don't see the harm in it, to be honest with you. What the size? What? What is this? What just happened here? Oh, rear brakes. Let's do solid disc in the rear with wait, no, let's do drum in the rear also. I like the drum brakes, which means I should probably do the carbon ceramic in the front. Okay, so yeah, we'll just leave it like that, and the rear force can be at 73. Pad type, more race than comfort because safety first. Man, this thumb pad on my mouse is really getting on my nerves. Keeps sliding around. Not the mouse keeps sliding around. Don't even start. The thumb pad's sliding around. Yeah, you can see we're going to be able to fit a V8 in there.
Because I also think too that like when I used to go out, right, I used to drink. I used to flirt with boys sometimes, not very well. I shouldn't even say I would flirt with boys.
Yeah, I know. When I left the room, you tried to imagine me doing porn shit with my parents again. I know how your brains work. You're just stupid fucking retards. And now you're trying to make me crash out on them. I know how this is. You smoke as much weed as humanly possible, and then you try to force your cravings on me. Your masturbatory fucking cravings. Why do we have to go over this? And I'm not referring to Emma Chamberlain, although I could be referring to Emma Samuels. I'm actually mostly referring to probably the SWAT team, and also most likely Detective Number 2, who thinks he's Mr. Pirate over there.
Ooh, I'm like trying to get kind of buzzed. Trying to get drunk or whatever, and hit a certain level to the point where like.
Yeah, and what am I gonna do about it? Plan a very elaborate psychic attack so that when you're least expecting it, all of your lust turns against you in ways you never expected. That's all. That's all I'm doing.
Everything becomes fun. You know, when you're sober, you still can have a lot of fun, but it's never the same. You know, it's not the same. Also, when I was when I was very much single, it's just like a different vibe. In phases of my life where I've been single, it's just a very different vibe. Nowadays, going out, it's like I don't really have any goal, right? I'm not trying to get drunk. I'm not trying to like meet a cute boy. You know, I'm not necessarily even trying to make new friends. Like when I go out, love to chat with new people. It's very fun. That's part of the fun of it. But I'm not necessarily looking for new friends. You know, I'm very satisfied.
Let me guess, little piggies. Now you're trying to imagine yourselves or someone else, some other male with me instead. And you just want more porn. Well, I got news for you, bud. There's some 357s in that trunk for your chest. You know what to do. Whenever you're ready.
With who I'm friends with. So if a new friend comes my way, wonderful. But I'm not searching for it. Whereas when I've been single, it's been like I'm not like chasing, but like I'm stoked. Like it's fun to like see a cute boy and get excited. You know what I mean? I don't know. So now like the people watching element.
Let me guess, it's Trump. Are you guys learning to brace for a nuclear blast when I do shit like that? Oh, sorry, it's your boys is not gonna cut it this time. I would have put a note on it saying something negative if it was negative. You learning your lesson yet? You gonna let me work in peace instead of psychically attacking me?
Has become one of my favorite parts because there's not a lot else to do, you know? And I like dancing too, but if the music isn't working for me, then it's not fun. And the music works for me probably 40% of the time, to be honest. Maybe 50% of the time. Let's say that. Let's be generous. So I don't know. That's why that's creeped up to one of the top spots for me. Okay, next. Dresses are uncomfortable to me. A lot of people are like, OMG, I love a dress. It's so easy, it's so simple. You pop it on, it's super comfortable, and then, you know, you just have like an outfit that's just already ready to go. Like a sundress. Or I'm talking about casual dresses, okay? I'm not talking about like a gown. I'm talking about a sundress, just a casual dress. There's something about a dress that's so uncomfortable for me. I don't know why. I've never liked the way it feels on my body. I'm very sensitive and sensorial. Is that a word? I don't know. I'm very particular about how my clothes fit, how they feel on my body. I've always been.
And back on some car shit. Uh, I like to make my selections for suspension more stiff than that. Haha, he said stiff. But unfortunately, BeamNG has a physics engine which makes a lot of weird shit happen when you do that. Other you can notice it in Assetto Corsa to certain settings that you set if they allow you to set them higher. Like shit explodes. So games like TXR where they have like a certain range but they don't allow for glitches. They actually work on the glitches instead of just letting them happen. That's cool. Forza is good too. I have beef with the first few Forza games. Um, but then again, 5 did a doozy on me too in a different way. So anyway, just kind of mansplaining. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's the man and he's explaining stuff. Let's get him.
He's not a man, he's a boy.
He's a boy.
He's a boy. He's not a boy. He's a alien. He's an alien. He's a hermaphroditic alien with self-sexual tendencies. So don't get mad at me when I have 7 wives. At least. Working on the first 3. With plans for more. Oh, you're gonna get so mad at me and assume all these things about things and stuff. You don't know me. And if you do, hello.
So I am. There's something about casual dresses, just the silhouette of a dress. I don't like the way it feels.
Fuck, I forgot the
for
paint.
some reason. I like the way pants feel on my waist. Does that make sense? Like I like feeling the waistband on my waist. There's something about it that's very comfortable to me.
Yeah, it's still Lil Niggy hours, but now it's also slightly bigger Niggy hours.
Naked or something. I can't put a finger on it, but the sensation of it is very uncomfortable to me. I will say though,
Meep
if I
meep.
were to wear,
Meep meep meep.
like,
Meep
let's
meep
say a
meep
pair
meep
of
meep meep.
shorts,
Meep meep
like a
meep meep
full-on pair
meep.
of, like,
Meep meep
yoga
meep meep
shorts under a
meep.
dress, that might be comfortable. But it's also just
Slightly
like
bigger Niggy.
fabric. I don't know. I do not own at this point.
Medium
since
Niggy.
I've scaled down my closet 90%, which I did a long time ago, but you know, I've continued to scale it down. I don't think I own one dress. I'm not kidding. I don't think I own one dress. I own skirts. I love a skirt.
Skirt!
But I don't own a dress because I don't like the way it feels. I will wear a dress to an event. I'll wear a dress for an evening.
Time to try to remember which headlights I used and try to recreate it. It was this. And for every time that someone, when I say the word niggy or anything like that, when someone thinks that I'm being racist and crash out on me, I get 5 points. 5 points to Gryffindor. Yes. How are you not being racist? I'm just not. It's that simple. Oh yeah? You think I'm a white supremacist? Well, how come black people are better then? Ha 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 ha! Damn it, that's racist too. It's just the other way. Let's do this one instead, maybe? Let's do this one. No, never mind. Not that one.
And
Anything
it's
but
fine.
that one.
You know, we make do. And on top of that,
We make
I
do,
just don't even like how 90% of dresses, casual dresses, look. To be honest, it's very rare that I see a dress where I'm like, "Ooh, I like that one." Very rare. It happens,
Where is it?
but it's just not my style, really.
Here it is. Found it.
So I just don't like dresses, I guess. But I do love wearing a gown. Of course. Like a gown? Sure. But a casual dress, like a sundress? Fuck that. Next. Okay, these last
Fuck
couple
that
don't-
shit. .net and com. Today.
To start the food speed round, I prefer eating a salad or bowl, like some sort of, like sweet green or kava or whatever, with a spoon. Yeah, with a spoon. It's so much better. I can really figure out what I want to get in my bite with a spoon, and I can really scoop it up, and I can really get it into my mouth in a way that I just can't with a fork. With a fork, shit's falling off, shit's breaking in half. It just doesn't work as well. I think eating a salad or a bowl makes sense with a spoon. When I see somebody eating a Chipotle bowl with a fork, it makes me shudder. But there have been times where, I don't know, I've been at Chipotle and I have just quickly grabbed a fork instead of a spoon, and then I realize later, fuck, I don't go to Chipotle that often, but on the rare occasion where
Ooh.
I eat my Chipotle bowl,
What is that?
shit's falling off of the
What's he
plate.
doing?
Is the move. It's so funny. At one of the restaurants that I eat at quite a bit,
Ooh.
there's a chopped salad, and it's
Please
chopped
don't
salad
drag Julian into this.
and
Ooh, what is that?
and it was so frustrating. Like, I love the salad so much that I want to get a big bite of it, because it's such a good salad, which I know sounds kind of
Here's the thing, chat.
but it's a really delicious salad, and it's so satisfying. And I would want
We kind of have to use these headlights.
scoop on my fork, and then by the time it gets to my mouth,
No, we don't.
it had fallen off.
Just kidding.
And then I realized, oh wait, I need to eat.
It's a very specific reason why.
Oh my god, it's
The
so
trunk.
good. You can get that full bite that you fucking want, and you can get every little thing. If you're eating a bowl, you're like, I want a little bit of the quinoa, and I want a little bit of the potato, and I want
Potato.
and I want a little bit of the cilantro.
A little bit of the skibidi got
Some
riz.
random ingredients. Anyway, and I want a little bit of the cherry tomato, and I want
A little bit of the quadratic formula.
and you can get a little bit of everything and pop it into your mouth.
X equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of
You're fighting to get what you want.
just some of the quadratic formula.
I mean, sometimes we have to, but when you're eating a salad or a bowl, you don't have
That's
to
right.
just eat a
Today's the day where I'm not on drugs.
Moving on. Maple
Have
donut
fun with
is
that
the best
realization.
donut, hands down. I'll eat a glazed donut. Okay, you know what? No, I'll eat any donut. It's a donut. It's a donut. There's not a donut I don't like. If you put a donut in front of me, I'm
Dog
not gonna eat it,
newts.
Okay, that's obvious.
Dog
And I
newts.
enjoy the bite as well. Fuck it, I might eat the whole thing. I might get a stomachache from it because donuts do not sit right with me at all. But to me, a maple donut's the best. If I'm going to a donut shop and I'm faced with 50 donut flavors, there's a really good chance I'm choosing a maple donut. Yeah, it's the best, I think.
Hey, wait, that's not right.
Which I think a lot of people like maple donuts, but it's kind of more of a polarizing flavor.
You're more of a polarizing flavor.
Next, the best salad green. Okay, people talk about romaine lettuce.
See, those,
people talk
these
about
just
arugula,
scream
people
tee-hee.
talk about iceberg lettuce,
These
which
taillights are screaming
that's
tee-hee.
not a good lettuce to me. There's spinach, right? Kale is the best. Hands down, kale is the best.
This is the type of car you pull up on it and you're like, I'm about to smoke this motherfucker, fam. Who does he think he is, rear wheel driving everything? I can hear his exhaust. He probably doesn't even know what a car is. And then you go up and you try to smoke him and he goes, Bwah!
Cut very thinly. Otherwise, it's too tough.
And you go, oh damn.
And the stems need to be properly removed. Otherwise, you get crunchy, gross.
I had to go home and smoke some of that shit I was saving.
When kale is prepared properly, it is so delicious. It has my favorite texture. It's like crunchy and fresh, but like
Crunchy!
it doesn't wilt very easily, which I hate wilted greens. Like, really hate it. I really don't like it. It really grosses me out. It's like slimy and gross. Kale doesn't get slimy. It doesn't get gross. It's like always crisp. It's always hearty. It's always hard. I like the flavor of it. It has kind of like a bitterness to it that complements
Safety
it so
first.
well. You know, one of my favorite salads of all time is from Erewhon. Whoops, whoops. Kale, white bean, avocado salad with a gorgeous little vinaigrette on it. Little hemp seeds, little pumpkin seeds. I don't know, there's other shit on it too. But that salad is so good. You know, the little bitterness of the kale with the creaminess of the avocado and the creaminess of the bean and the bright, like acidic little vinaigrette.
Wrong move, Tripper!
Kale adds something. Romaine lettuce
Me?
adds something.
No.
Listen,
The other
I
one.
love a Caesar salad. Fuck yeah, I love a Caesar.
Yo, check. I'm skibbity got. I'm checking on the tech with more than 1, 2, 3 not. I'm 756. I'm 12784. I'm dotting all the I's and T's and then I'm running for the door.
You don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate will teach you to code in R, to code in SQL, data visualization,
To code an R sequel?
solve like an analyst would. At the end of the day,
Sequelian Rism?
it's the number one
Wait, maybe this should go down here. Nope, put it back.
take the information and make it accessible to a lot of people is at the core of being a strong data analyst. Ready to get started? Enroll today.
Normal.
Salad. I do. You know, and that's the best with romaine. It's true. It's true. But I can't taste the romaine lettuce when I'm eating a Caesar salad. I taste, hopefully, a fuck ton of Parmesan cheese in creamy, like yummy, Dijon-y, umami Caesar dressing.
Miscellaneous.
It doesn't taste like anything. Kale has
Damn
a
it.
nice taste.
That's not right.
I don't know,
Hold
I
on.
like kale. I think it's the best. Okay, next.
That's not right
Savory
either.
breakfast is better
Nope.
than sweet breakfast.
Nope.
I would
Try
rather
again.
have
That one.
An egg sandwich over pancakes. I would rather have an omelet over French toast. I would rather have a bagel with cream cheese.
I wish I could put a body kit on these.
Obvious, because a bagel with cream cheese is just like so much more delicious than oatmeal. I like oatmeal though, but I like, what's a good equivalent? Like, I'd rather have maybe the omelet to oatmeal is more of an equivalent. But yeah, I don't know, sweet breakfast, it's not as appealing to me. But I think in general, I prefer salty foods over sweet foods. I almost have a salty tooth. You know, people always talk about a sweet tooth. I have a salty tooth. I love a French fry. I love a tater tot. I love a chip. Oh my god, I love a chip.
Who doesn't?
I love salty stuff. I love salty foods that are fried. Things with a lot of salt.
She's like, oh god, don't
I
imitate
love
my gay
sweet stuff
friends.
too, but, like, I really,
I'm gonna have a
really,
lawsuit
really
on my hands.
crave salty foods more than I do sweet foods. So it makes sense that I prefer savory breakfast over sweet. However, again, if I were to get brunch with friends, I might order a savory breakfast, but if there is a French toast on the table, I will be eating it. Like, it's not like I don't like it ever. I just think there's something about things that are too sweet that often
Quick,
ends up
hurry,
in
before he
friendship
mag
as well.
dumps.
Like, I just end up feeling kind of sick, or I don't know, for whatever reason. Whereas I can eat I can eat so much salt and feel amazing. I can eat something very fried and I will not feel good, but I can tolerate it. Eating something too sweet, I'll feel sick. Like, that makes me feel more sick. Maybe that's what it comes down to.
Morally
Like,
sick.
and last but not least, cereal is a terrible breakfast food. It is a terrible breakfast food. It rarely.
Okay, now
has
she's just trying to start
protein in
beef.
it. It's not.
She's looking for
filling at
drama.
all. Like, having a bowl of cereal for breakfast is no. I can't do that. That does nothing for me. It does absolutely nothing.
More like trying to start
Unless
pork,
there
but
are
okay.
cereals that
Send
are
backwards.
much more filling and more well-rounded.
Send backwards.
But even then, not a good
Not
breakfast.
this again.
If I'm gonna eat breakfast, I want to have like breakfast. Okay, I
A
like,
goo
I want something
goo goo
warm
goo.
and exciting. Cereal for breakfast is not. It's just not a good breakfast food. It's not filling enough. It's not satisfying enough, and
It's not a good look for the
it's just a
flex on
comfort food.
everyone with your
However,
Erewhon Mom Club.
cereal is the perfect late night snack.
That's true.
It's
It
perfect.
is.
I had dinner a little too early. I'm hungry.
I
It's
had my
1
late
p.m.
night snack this morning though.
Cereal is the perfect snack that settles your stomach, is fun to eat, but isn't so filling that you're like, ugh, you lay down afterwards and you're in pain.
Dead.
It's like light, but I don't know, like, it does the trick once you've already had your dinner. Does that make sense? Like, it's not a good way to start your day.
No, you're totally right.
Cereal's like a great
You're
dessert
totally right.
almost. And that's that. Okay, those are all of my
I just
unpopular
also eat it
opinions.
for
I'll probably
for
have a
breakfast
few more
sometimes.
in a few months, so I'll get back to you on those. The list is
But as long as she gets to
ever
be told that she's right,
This is not a
then she
definitive
doesn't mind as
list.
much.
I will be back when I have more to share with you. Let me
Beep.
know some of your unpopular
Little beepy meeper.
opinions at
Take beep.
Anything Goes on Instagram. Okay, comment on one of the posts and say what your unpopular opinion is. Okay, when this episode comes out, there's gonna be posts about this episode, and I want you to comment on those and say what your unpopular opinions are, because I'm very curious and I love reading those.
Aeronautic
If
soup.
you
I
enjoyed
get
this
it.
episode, you can hang out every Thursday and Sunday
It's
with
in my
me on the
contract.
Stream Podcast. Although if you want to watch video, that is on YouTube and Spotify. I am on the internet everywhere except for like TikTok.
Don't worry, I'm crying.
Actually, I'm available in some places at Emma Chamberlain. My coffee company
Sometimes.
is
I'm available sometimes, occasionally.
Chamberlain Coffee, and that's where I am. And you can come and find me if you want to. I really appreciate you listening to this episode and hanging out with me.
That's not
It's always
right.
a pleasure. It's so much fun. We have so much fun together. We do. And luckily for both of us, we get to talk again in a very short amount of time, in a few days, actually. So I'll talk to you then. I love you all. I appreciate you.
She's gonna like
And talk soon.
talk to them. Isn't that what girls do before they score with someone?
I want to show you something really cool. This is North Spore's Boomerang 2. A couple weeks ago, we threw
That is
a bunch of
unacceptable.
rocks in here, sliced them open, and now they're all fruiting beautifully. They're at some different stages. Some are still pretty young. Others really do need to be harvested. This is Pleurotus ostriatus. These black kings, which are super cool. These are chestnuts. Foliota adiposa. Just perfect. You can grow a variety of mushroom species here. Everything you see here and more. Norspore has a large variety for you, and they can pretty much all work in this kick food room.
The old bait and switch.
This celebrity's life. Like, this seems like a nightmare. However, I do still think that that's an unpopular opinion. I think most people would
Ye old bait and switch.
like being a mainstream
Laugh track.
celebrity to me is not desirable in the slightest at all. I have no interest in being that famous. It just, to me, it's a nightmare. The things that bring me the most joy in my life would be so much more challenging if I was in that position. Like, for example, I love going to the grocery store and shopping around, walking through the aisles. It's so peaceful for me. It's so wonderful. Taylor Swift cannot go to the grocery store unless she's in full prosthetics. She would get completely mocked, you know, by fans, by paparazzi, who knows, whatever. That is not something she can do, from what I understand. And if she does do it, it's probably not very relaxing. For me, it's very relaxing. I mean, I am still a public figure. People come up to me and say, "Oh my God, hi," at the grocery store. But like maybe two people. Like if you're Taylor Swift, it's everyone. Two people is awesome and wonderful and delightful. Like 30 people? No. I mean, that would be, again, it's amazing, but like, that's a lot. You can't, at that point, you can't really grocery shop. Do you know what I'm saying? It's also very scary being that famous, you know, from a security perspective. When that many people are a fan of you, there's a lot of people who are really a fan of you to the point where they might do things that are a little bit unsafe or weird. That is also a nightmare for me. Having to live a life that is so, like, so much security involved. Like, you can't do anything without having security with you to protect you. That sucks. That doesn't sound fun to me. Never being able to do anything without being surveillanced sucks. Like, I mean, I experienced like a little teeny sliver of that where like sometimes people will film me without me knowing or whatever and stuff. It doesn't happen that much. It happens sometimes. But like there are like 85% of my life, not even 95% of my life, I would say, is done without being filmed. Like I can go to the grocery store without being filmed. I can go eat at a restaurant without being filmed. There's so many things I can do where I'm not being necessarily surveillanced. It happens occasionally, but imagine every time you go eat at a restaurant, you're being filmed. People are taking photos of you. Ugh, that's very anxiety inducing. Like, what if I'm itching my nose and somebody takes a picture and is like, look, picking her nose at dinner, whatever. Or like, I like to go to dinner and talk shit a little bit sometimes with my friends. You know, how scary would it be to be at a restaurant and have somebody filming you and filming your mouth moving, and then it gets posted on TikTok, and then everybody's tagging the person who knows how to read lips or whatever, and then now everybody knows what you're talking about. That's my fucking nightmare. That is actually my nightmare. Because when you're that famous, it's very hard to have privacy, and I think humans need an element of privacy to stay mentally healthy, you know? And I don't know, I think I'm able to sort of, I am a public figure, but I'm able to balance like my privacy and whatever. Like I can still do normal stuff. You know what I mean? Being an A-list celebrity, you cannot do normal stuff. And normal stuff is so wonderful. You know, like something as simple as going to the grocery store or taking the subway in New York or eating out at a restaurant, like eating out on the street with a bunch of people walking by. Like all of these things are things that A-list celebrities can't do. And listen, there's a lot of things that A-list celebrities can do that most other people can't do. They can go rent a private island for the weekend. You know what I mean? But can I be honest? That's not a fun vacation for me. I don't want to be alone on a private island. I actually don't. I love a vacation where I'm like experiencing people. I like going to places where, I don't know, I can sit at a cafe and people watch. I can shop around and do things, you know, be out in the community of where I'm visiting. I enjoy that element. So like, I don't know, it just, to me, it's not a lifestyle that I crave, that I envy. And I don't know, I think that's an unpopular opinion. Maybe it's not these days. Maybe everybody's kind of come to that same consensus, but yeah, it's my nightmare. Okay, next.
They don't call me the BOGO King for no reason. I get my bang for my buck, which is why I was all over Mint Mobile's new customer offer. $15 a month for the first 3 months for new customers. It just makes sense. Switching my plan took 15 minutes, and I'm on the nation's largest 5G network. Yeah, the math is mathing. I wouldn't say there's a rush to switching to Mint Mobile, but hurry up.
The gays are aware of my presence.
Save time creating content and generate a high-quality clone of your voice with 11 Labs. Change the way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice-generating technology. Stop searching for the perfect voice and stop wasting time re-recording take after take. Try 11 Labs for free and start elevating your content today.
I think drinking alcohol is a bit too normalized. And I came to this conclusion after quitting alcohol. I quit almost a year ago now because I still don't know for sure, I developed an intolerance. I started getting really sick after drinking one glass of wine, which was weird. So I ultimately decided to quit. And I still don't really know why it started to make me feel sick, but it doesn't really matter because it was making me feel sick. So I just quit. And it hasn't been that challenging, to be honest. You know, there are some things about it that I miss. Like, I do enjoy the flavor of wine. I like the way that it tastes with food. I love the way that alcohol can bring people together, to be honest. Like, I'm in my mid-20s, almost mid-20s. Ooh, I'm 24 still. Early 20s, I can still say that maybe. I'm in my early 20s. We'll say early until I turn 25. No, I'm really kind of in my mid-20s. I'm in my mid-20s, and a lot of social events revolve around alcohol. And I do enjoy being social at times. And so I appreciate that alcohol brings people together, but it's also like when you don't drink, you can still participate, but it is kind of a bummer, you know, not to be able to participate. But now that it's been almost a year of not drinking, I've really reflected on the culture around alcohol a lot because I've been faced with it in a new way for the past year, and I've discovered some interesting things about it, you know? The more I learn about alcohol, the more I realize how really bad for you it is. Like, we all know it's not good for us, but alcohol's really bad. Like, there used to be this sort of idea, like, everything in moderation, but I'm starting to see things that are like, alcohol even in moderation is honestly not good. Like, everything in moderation is fine, but like, it's bad for you, period, end of story. You can still enjoy it, you're not gonna die, but like, it's pretty bad for you, and there's kind of no, like, there's no wiggle around, you know what I mean? And I mean, that's probably still up for debate. Science is always kind of up for debate, I guess. But I've just seen more articles like that coming out. And then I also, on a personal level, have just experienced such a difference in how I feel. Like, I just feel better, healthier, sharper in my brain, less inflamed in general. I just feel physically so much better not drinking. My social skills have improved.
It's been fun, and I'm gonna work on that car more later. But I am distracted, and I don't really want to overwork myself right now because my brain is still healing, and I don't have any ketamine in my system today, or you know, I didn't put any in my system today, or you know what I mean. Maybe you don't. If you don't, hey, it doesn't matter. I don't like you, and I hate you, and I'm gonna get angry at you just for misunderstanding me, and then I'm gonna swat your house, and then I'm gonna steal your things, and then eventually I'll work my way up into putting sticks that I find in the yard into your anus, and then I'm going to slowly swap skin from both of your feet. I'm gonna do skin transplants on your feet using just your feet. I'm just gonna take like little patches of skin from each one of your feet and then swap them over. Because you're mine. And that's how I treat everyone. I'm such an abuser. It's how I treat everyone. The title of Emma Chamberlain's podcast today was Lying is Okay Sometimes, Unpopular Opinions. To be determined.